Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where despite the fact that I don't feel like we have... I feel like we're falling behind. I don't feel like we're in a bad position here, but look at how large and aggressive some of these other empires are getting. Red in particular is definitely like taking territory from people. What is going on with Red right now? They are at war with Pink. Okay, well, it's not awesome for me, because Pink just sent us this message indicating that we have a common friend and that they would like to be best pals forever. And an orange-blue-pink alliance could be very, very strong, but Red has to not wipe Pink out for that to happen. Real quickly, military strength between the two of them is... I mean, like, Pink's probably going to win that war in the long term. I don't want Pink to win the game in any other way before we can win the game, obviously. But... also, I don't particularly care for Reds. Like, I don't know. If they wiped Red out, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Other stuff. What are we doing tech-wise? We have aquacultural science queued up. Once we finish that, we are 2 technologies away from... Nope, we are... Yeah, 2. Math. We are 2 technologies away from Era 3, and then we are 9 more technologies away from Hospitality Den, which will allow us to make alliances. I am told... that alliances with the community patch on are worth 5 points a turn each. So actually, that's pretty powerful. We should try to make alliances with as many people as we can, which is probably going to mean that we need to increase our rate of technological achievement. So I probably want to get alchemy workshops, but in order to actually make use of alchemy workshops, we're probably going to have to go back and get Alchemist's Furnace. I think we found the moment. Although, I suppose the other path we could take here is we could get Imperial Coinage and just buy the titanium we need. And while obviously that's a pretty inefficient way of getting titanium, it has the upside of allowing us access to lots of other types of resources as well. Is that actually a smart thing to do? Should I just go get... Yeah, we should probably get Furnace access, because we're going to need quite a lot of good resources, or quite a lot of our strategics before the end of the game. We also don't have open pit mine yet, and we do have some luxuries, right? Yeah, there's dye in the capital, and spices in Amenvar. I guess that's it, actually. Alright, well that one's not super crucial, but we should probably actually get our Alchemist's Furnace up. And for now, just keep building. Everybody's building important stuff. So we did park our Cat's Pod army underneath this lightning bolt to weaken them. It'll kill one of the ships and damage the other one. When we release the Cat's Paw, this will become a functional neutral army again. They'll be able to run around and threaten people. And we need to make sure that they can't do any real damage. So I'm going to spend all their movement points. Because if we don't spend all their movement points, they will move as soon as I release them, probably. Then we're going to hit the button here. All of a sudden, we're not paying for them anymore, and then we got to destroy them before they can liberate any fortresses from our control. Obviously, this is not something we need to do manually. Okay, and with that, the sea is ours. We are still waiting on our faction quest to move forward by itself. I'm not really sure what to do with our naval units right now. We could move them up to here and garrison them there, just in hopes of making it a little bit less likely that if Blue takes us to Cold War, they will immediately steal my fortress and then lock up the region as their own. The other thing we could do is have them run up here and do the same math, basically, but about Red. Well, no, because these are controlled by me. They'd have to be at actual war with us. Yeah, alright, I think this is the plan. We're just going to head up to Therat and garrison there. This is our boat getting hit by lightning, which was actually a brilliant plan of mine. It looks like either the Delver village in Gadanak has been destroyed, or, yeah, Gadanak has been colonized. Actually, pretty cool. It's really nice of the allow you to settle down here and leave us, Leold and Aldodev. Leold is pretty good for us. It already has 2 pacified villages. We have this thing going on. We might take Aldodev just so that we have territory. I don't think we want to go inland anymore. Samhain is not a particularly great region. It does have a titanium deposit, and there's a couple of spots where a city would be, like, totally fine, but I wouldn't prioritize it even over Aldodev, which I'm saying I don't think is great. And honestly, I'm pretty curious about this island. I think we should probably actually have these guys run up along the coast of the island and get me as much vision of it as possible on the way out. Okay, other concerns. What's up with my trade routes? Currently, we are only trading between our own two cities. In theory, the Alayi should get docks. They're a pretty naval-focused faction. Desperately trying to click this button and doing a terrible job of it. Do you have the dock tech? Okay, it looks like they do. I can't give it to them. So, hopefully they'll build some docks so that we can get some proper trading done. Yeah, see, they just have water exploitation here. Yeah, I guess there's nothing else really to do here. Oh, we have this mastermind who was doing what? He was gonna search for pearls or something, probably. He's probably gonna search for pearls. Yeah. Alright, let's get him in the water, and then he can search for pearls in the water. There is this skyfin that has been running around my territory, probably siphoning up all my pearls. The AI hates it when you do that. Has no compunction doing it themselves, though. Alright, so we now have access to irrigation networks and the fish farm. Like all of the other bonus resource on sea and river tile buildings, these do not work during the winter. So, I'm not sure that I want to build them right now. The earlier we build them, the more benefit we get out of them, unless I build them right as winter falls, right? That's my concern, is that I'm going to build them right as winter falls. And actually, these require glass steel, so yeah, it's a good thing we're getting Alchemist's Furnace. Well, let's get the public library out. That's a pretty important one, and we'll figure it all out later. And over here, we could certainly still use the central market. Alright, so I'm not 100% sure where I want to put down in Leold yet. It's going to be in this area. So we can probably just pop the settler out along the coast here. Oh, somebody has moved into the next era, and it has revealed some facilities. So we've located a Mithrite facility, and a Hyperium facility, and a dust accumulator. We have the dust accumulator. So it is reducing everybody else's dust output by 1%. It is giving me plus 1% dust per fortress. And a flat 10 dust as well. That's a pretty alright facility. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, alright, I guess it is faster to go along the land route. We should probably give that guy a movement trinket as well. He is very, very slow. So I'm going to be honest with you, I feel a little disengaged from the world map. I'm not really sure what the best plays we could be making here to take advantage of the map are. How many turns do we lose on this market if I move guys over? 4? I think it's worth pushing for the population. We really need to get our city populations up. They are not good right now. So right now we're friends with almost everybody we know. We have yet to formally meet Purple, but we do know they're Kapaku because we saw some of their architecture. We could potentially meet them with this navy, actually. If we wrap around this side of the island, I might be able to meet Purple and start accumulating even more diplomatic points from knowing them. So we're doing all right on passive diplomatic points per turn right now, but we need a lot more coming in, especially because it seems that the diplomatic points from treaties have been altered a little bit in ELCP. Okay, I saw this and I was like, oh no, the megapole when I was so close, but no, it's somebody finishing the other one. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping that I was also going to get that, but it is okay for that not to be in the cards. So we could expand outward a little. There are certainly some valuable tiles left to pick up. Yeah, and this isn't actually going to change our approval level. Yeah, that's fine. We move people over onto food. It takes 3 extra turns, but also we're way more likely to produce that point of population before winter hits, which I do like. Alright, so let's swing around to the bottom side here. We can get a little bit of vision. It's an island full of silics. We see 2 emerald deposits and a titanium. Okay, let's figure this out. There's 20 approval here. Each of these anomalies is +2. So 9, 9, 11, 12 versus 7, 10, 12, 12. What I like a lot about this position, though, is you get a single burrow expansion out to a whole lot of extra water tiles. So yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. We'll put down on top of the Earth Tower. It is a pretty weird thing. I mean, I guess that's why they call them anomalies, right? Okay, I'm really hoping that nobody's going to finish this during our turn. We're 2 turns off of the faction quest moving forward. We need to keep developing, but I'm still not really sure. Like, I know what our general direction is, but I don't really know what the best steps to take in that direction are, except to just keep growing. After we get the central market up here, we probably want to put people back on influence, because I need to, first of all, ensure that we're getting good empire plans, and secondly, make sure that we can make deals with people. We also need to be paying attention to the market as we accumulate dust here. It looks like next turn we're going to be able to look for a new hero. Feeds on bones. Has slavery, which is strong in some of our cities. Is he the best one available? Food Boost 2, Influence Boost 3 is actually pretty relevant for us, and the first skill in the Draken Tree is Food from Rivers. So, actually, that guy's great for us. There's another Ozek the Chosen as well. Do love Ozek the Chosen. Well, maybe we'll have to get both. Alright, before we put down our city this turn, yeah, we're not on enough resources of any kind to make any boosters happen. I'm 1 short on dyes, I believe, so before we put the city down, we should talk to some other people and see if they are willing to give us some dyes. Alright, Ozek, we are definitely moving up to Proselytizer at the very least. Megapole is complete. Let's burn through a bunch of important structures here in a real hurry. First of all, okay, let's talk about Altar versus Burrow. So one of these is going to be a potential level up, and the other one is definitely not going to be leveled. So let's consider which of those we care more about. This is +5 approval, +3 food, +2 influence when it levels. This is +2 dust, +2 science, +2 influence, and also 15 extra approval. This is probably the one that goes here. And I can't queue up the altar just yet. I want to get that, what do you call it? I want to get the docks leveled up quickly. Alright, who has dyes for me? You have a little tiny bit of dye. Whole bunch of wine and moonleaf. We could maybe make some interesting trades with him. Do you have... Well, it's a better way to do it is this. Okay, so he does have cargo docks, because we can't trade it to him. That is pretty good, but it means that the thing that is most beneficial for me to trade to him, I can't. He already has, so I'm not sure how we would make this deal most effectively. Let's say I want 1 dye, and then, like, what do we want to give him? We have income of resources that we don't actually need. It looks like he's not willing to go huge for any of these, but it might be enough to get, like, a booster's worth of wine. He has strong feelings about that. What about the moonleaf? You have so much moonleaf. You do not need this much moonleaf. Okay, we can't even approach the moonleaf with anything. If we give him Empire Mint, which he really ought to have, we can get enough dye and moonleaf to pop those 2 boosters. I think that's probably worth doing. And then we can found our city. And that's influence into diplomatic points there. The wine would have been good, but man, he was playing hardball with the wine. That said, hold on. Can't we get the wine from him, though? I think the deal we made there was good. Let's see if we can make another deal. So he doesn't really want any of our remaining techs all that much. We're certainly not trading him any bastions, or any fortresses, but you can straight up trade fortresses. He doesn't even really want most of them, which is weird. We could trade him all of our dust, or like... Honestly, even if we put everything else on the table, I'm not sure we get this. We could okay, we could black spot somebody. We could black spot green. We're pretty far away from the next Empire plan. I'm confident we can make a lot of dust here. So if I did this... Like, what else would I get from him? What else would be good to have? We're about done with Alchemist's Furnace. We could get a tech, though. Topography and Open Pit Mine are both certainly interesting. Native District is relevant. Meritocratic Promotion, less so. I don't know that we're honestly going to need our army that much. Maybe that's me being overly hopeful. Dust Refinery is pretty good. Honestly, a lot of these techs aren't really that important. But we could grab those. Or maybe we could take Imperial Coinage instead of... No, we should take the 2 techs instead of 1. This is 238. This is basically all of my influence, but we're making influence at such a clip that I think this is reasonable. We'll black spot green, and everybody in the world will have feelings about that. We're not going to be friends with green. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to do it. So, regardless of current diplomatic relations toward that empire, and until this is removed, any other empire can enter the Cursed Empire and eliminate their units for dust, without constraints or penalties. And we took enough tech there that we actually managed to go up into the next era, discovering 2 sources of Palladian and 2 sources of Grass Silk and a Titan Bones. And did we find anything new in our respective territory? Not really, no. Oh, there's some Grass Silk down here. Well, it looks like we're going to be rich on Grass Silk. Alright, let's pop our wine. Hopefully that'll be enough to keep us topped off even once we put this down. Because this city does have 20 extra approval on it already, yes. It's just barely enough for the new city to be fervent immediately. Which is pretty powerful. Alright, obviously, 1 to 16 turns on the winter. Man, tough to know. Alright, let's get our hero. So, I think we want Ozek. They're both really good. Influence efficiency is interesting, but the faction tree here is not as strong. Yeah, I think I want these 2. It's just a matter of what order. Neither one of them is exclusive to us, so the other one could get bought out from under us. We have to think about this a little carefully. Food boost 2 with extra influence. Or food boost 2 with extra food from skills in addition to influence boost 3. Or influence boost 3 and also the best governing skill tree in the game. It's got to be Ozek first, right? Let's put Ozek to work in Daramard because I want the plus food guy. Well, the plus food guy in Leold makes sense, but Leold doesn't have a river. Yeah, let's put Ozek in Daramard here. And probably just focus on food here for the moment. Let's get a couple of points of population, and then we can transfer over to Mill Foundry. You know, that only adds 1 turn to the birth, and it does take 3 turns off the Mill Foundry. Alright, we'll do it this way. This Mastermind is... We know there are pearls to be had over here. We also know that the Alagi are actively gunning for them. So it would be nice if I could get some. We'll try to make it in time. Okay, that has got us properly meeting purple. Let's check out what their diplomatic situation is. They are at war with 2 of our allies. Seems unlikely that we'll be able to make friends. Green is only at war with pink. Pink is at war with pink is at war with most of the game. Tough to say. Tough to say exactly how this is all going to shake out. Alright, before we do anything else, hold on. Let's just go and figure out our empire plan. So, like, this is 300 right now. Where are we at? We are currently generating 64 per turn with 11 turns to go before the next empire plan. That is just the wrong button. So, if we wanted to be, like, here, it would require 600, which we are currently on track to get. That's assuming I don't settle another territory before the next empire plan. I kind of think I don't know that we need to get into the other quadrants at all. I think that the this is of limited benefit to us. This would be useful, but like I think this is a pretty reasonable place to be aiming. So if we can just end up in a place to do that, I'll feel pretty good about our position. Also, just overjoyed to have gotten the megapole. We're going to get another cargo dock finished. Even once the wine wears out, by the time the wine wears off, we're going to have our empire happiness in a pretty good spot. I feel all right. We do only have 5 territories as we approach turn 50 here, so we probably do want to settle again fairly quickly. Aldodev is still not looking super great. We can come and take this island. Unfortunately, neither one of these units can get off of the ship and ask these guys what they want. I guess, actually, maybe that's what this mastermind should be doing. That's right, we're talking about a pretty small amount of pearls here. This is 1, this is 1, this is 2. Maybe the right play is to... Yeah, it almost certainly is the right play to have this mastermind come over here. Well, actually, before we do anything else, let's read the movement on our faction quest. Search all ruins in the ocean, Itleni, and its neighbor, Angrin. Like, search them again, or... Because I have done that. I did that. It was quite thorough. Okay, that might just pop for free on the next turn. And give us some grass silk, which is fine. Not like a super exciting resource. Okay, so we need to get extractors going. I don't actually want to build this dye extractor because we plan to build a burrow here. And when we build the burrow there, we'll get the extractor for free. So what I do want to do is, first of all, keep focusing on food until we get the burrow available. And in the interim, let's build extractors on the other stuff. Over here, we want to build our altar and probably our spice extractor. That did not go in the... There we go. And probably our geomic labs, because there's actually a ton of terrain with science for us here. And then, like, we're going to need that central market eventually. So after this turn, we'll consider moving people off of industry here, but this is a very productive turn. And here we just got our dock, which I feel great about. I'm going to keep hesitating on building things that are only active during the summer, because we could run out of summer at any moment. Oh, there are spices here, too. That's actually really nice. We should build this. That probably has some serious priority. Build ourselves another point of population. That burrow's not bad. It's not probably hugely crucial. This is kind of important, though. Yeah, let's get that stuff done. We keep pushing our research rate. We are in Era 3 now, but it might make sense to still grab Alchemy Workshop before we go any further. Then we have access to the science from Sea, Lake, and River buildings, and these ones are not season limited. There's also this, which is going to be okay, not great for us. This is probably the most important thing to pick up, though, for the moment. Alright, change of plans, you're going this way. Okay, so there's a couple of ruins worth searching. We can get a quest from the minor faction, maybe get them pacified easily. 200 dust per turn, so actually, are we going to be able to pick up that other hero this coming turn? No, it's just a little bit too expensive. We'll give him the turn after, that's fine. We're getting important stuff built all over the Empire. Like, this is a good period of growth for us. We'll see how we feel when winter hits. I kind of hope it starts soon, because I would like to get on the other side of it. Okay. Speak of the devil. Alright, we are probably going to separate our 2C units then, so as to grab pearls. Blue is going to express some frustration with me. On that front, I have a strong feeling. That's alright, we can buy our way out of any fight we get into with them. Okay, so here we've gotten 20 grass silk. Morgar thrives, feels powerful, feels alive. Controlling the seas means none can come from there and take Morgar freedom. But still, fortresses remain. Others remain. Morgar is not yet free. Morgar rest and think. Air, food, water, shelter. These exist, but still, too few Morgar. Too many others. Was hunted once, will be hunted again. Must happen, because history is a circle. A flat circle, I hear. But maybe circles, like chains, can be broken, even shattered. No peace, no security until Auriga is one people under one mind. Morgar mind is a strong mind, but scarred by ages of confinement. Must be tested, developed, honed. Morgar must learn to control the things that live on land as well as those that live in the sea. Must apply the single mind of Morgar to the weak, scattered consciousnesses of the land people. So we must trigger descent in 3 pacified villages. That's an annoying thing to have to do. It's going to cost us influence and get us no real benefit. I really like the steps of the faction quest that are like, hey, you get cool stuff, and then also you'll get a reward for doing a thing that you already were going to do. So what is the winter effect? -1 industry on exploitation. That is crappy. That is crappy for us. It's crappy for everybody, though. At least there's that. So Rasigo definitely needs to start making his way up toward all of the industry bonuses. Gold has run out, which has not dipped us below fervent, thankfully. But the gold running out at the same time that winter started really did decrease my income. Still, our income went from extremely positive to only very positive, and I can live with that. Did I not collect those pearls? Ah, I see. I'm actually in this space. A little bit of disagreement between the actual game rules and where the game thought I would be able to move to. Alright, so here in Amenvar, what is next for us? Well, we can build a burrow. If we build a burrow right here, then if we build a burrow in either of these 2 spaces, it will level up the megapole. If we build it here, it levels up that district as well. So I guess that's the pretty obvious move. I want to get back on food. I think we can afford the slowdown here. I want to push food. At some point, we're going to want to transfer the city over to influence, and when we do that, we want to have a considerable population. We're going to need geomic labs here, and then after the geomic labs, fish farm is actually going to be pretty powerful. If we can time this to the end of winter, that would be cool. Oh, actually, let's put a turn of... Do I want to put a turn of building the geomic labs? I'm actually not going to. We're not going to queue anything. We're going to save up the industry overflow, because next turn we're going to be able to build a burrow. So I want to be able to put the burrow down with as much work already toward it as possible. So, I mean, again, on the whole, another turn where we're basically good already. So let's, do we see any any pacified villages right now? Like, I don't actually know what the cost is going to be. That village does not count as pacified. No, it totally does. You know what? But it costs extra influence to do descent in a destroyed village, because you have to rebuild the village at the same time. The thing is, I might not bother to do this until after the Empire plan, Because it's going to cost us quite a bit of influence, and we need our influence for that very, very good Empire plan we're on our way toward. So after Teriel gets that extra borough, that's probably when we want to move back to influence. Just I wanted to make sure we got the population for the borough out to the coast over the Dye as quickly as possible. Looks like some of the pearl deposits are going to be gone by the time we can get to them, unfortunately. My ships are not very fast. Also, I'd really like to be inside my own territory if we could do that quickly. Alright, purple is on a rampage. Oh, I totally forgot about this, but yes, we have unearthed a crossbow. We've also lost access to this thing, because my approval value is not 100 as it becomes unlocked. And also, the Kapaku, yes, of course, have defeated 10 armies of other empires. That makes sense. And we have been warned by Pink, so they're going to Cold War us. Kind of ridiculous, but not a big deal. Yep, that's a pretty good build. Yeah, we'll still get it done in 3 turns. Oh, we'll lose a point of population if I do this. We need to stock up a little bit more food before I can pull over. And then we should get some Senatanwana here. Pop him into Daramard. Alright, and now I don't know what we're going to use our dust for. Buyouts and stuff, probably. Alright, we should get the glass steel extractor up. And then we should probably start work on things that give us bonuses from the rivers. Because we have a lot of river tiles in this city now, and winter is going to come to an end soon. Let's get the big pearl deposits. Don't think I do want to go out of my way for 2 pearls. We get over to this island and see if it is worth settling. We also have to consider whether we want to be building another settler. Like, Amenvar is a pretty natural place to do it. Because of all the industry and everything, so maybe that's what we'll do. We still might want to take Aldodev. I had to say, I'm not super impressed with the island. I was kind of hoping that when we got to Era 3, it might reveal some cool new resources here, but no such luck. We are now on 79 influence per turn. It's going to go up in a couple of turns when we can safely move people over to influence here. So we're actually going to get considerably past... Oh, did I let somebody sit in the lightning. Well, that was unprofessional. But yeah, we're going to end up significantly past the threshold we were looking for on our Empire plan. Enough that if we put another city up before the Empire plan, it probably wouldn't even necessarily be a big deal. I'm kind of surprised they haven't asked me to build the main Maritime Academy. It is very often the case that when you get a unique building like that from your faction quest, the next step of the faction quest is to construct it. Okay, so here in Garrett, what do we need to do? Well, we should probably get that spice extractor up. And then, like, these are important. We have a lot of worthy deeds here. Put seed storage at the end in the hopes of finishing it right as winter ends. Amenvar is 2 turns off of another point of population. I probably want that to finish right before we get the settler out, you know, for just a little bit of an extra push. So, food on lake terrain is big. You know, we don't have a husbandry center anywhere. Where would I want a husbandry center? It's probably here, right? Yeah, alright. Let's make that the next thing we queue up. It's not a super great thing to build the husbandry center right before you build a settler, because obviously we're going to pull everybody off of food. But I want to... we need something else to build in the intervening turn anyway. We could go for fish farm. But I mean, that's just as useless. And we're going to probably be putting people in this city back on food immediately after we finish the settler. So yeah, it's a little strange, but it'll do. And we now have access to some more research. So the cities are a little bit busy building. This might be a good time to pick up bread and circuses. How much expansion disapproval are we currently suffering? 40. So that's a fair amount of extra approval. That's 10 approval for each city. More when we put down the city for that is created by the settler that we're currently working on. This is probably worth getting. Gotta be ready, you know. It won't be too much longer until the wine runs out. So for right now, I'm thinking Aldodev, but maybe we take Malk. I think they're both pretty seriously likely to be grabbed by the Alayi. So I don't really, that doesn't really factor into my decision too much. Okay, surprisingly, there are pearls within sight of a blue fortress, and blue has not gone to take them. I guess I appreciate what you're doing there. This is close enough to a berth that I wonder if I pull everybody off of food, does it still... No, it does not still complete. Because we want it to complete, but we don't need it to complete by very much. Okay, I can do that. So we can really pour a lot of industry into the settler. We should probably make sure our settler design is updated with the latest and greatest in movement technology. And then we have to talk about security, because apparently we have been espionaged. Don't care for it much myself. Decreased population in Garant. Okay. So that's a red spy then. Unfortunately, people can do espionage upon you even when you have peace with them. So we might need to actually pursue security buildings. Fortunately, this is a game where we totally have the time to do that. We're not desperately trying to make military units or anything. Having to veer off for the security tech can be a real bummer. It is on a tech that it shares with a fortification building. So if you're thinking that your cities need more defense, it may not feel quite so much like wasted time. But I'm never happy to have to research it. I would love it if people would just leave my poor citizens alone. Can we move people over to influence yet? Yeah, okay. It will take more turns than there are left in this winter for us to suffer a loss of population. And we'll get that fish farm up. Man, Emenvar became a really powerful city really quickly. I can't imagine moving this guy over onto industry is going to cut a turn off the settler, but he's certainly not providing us with any value on food, and he can be a little bit of extra influence overflow. This is a Cold War from Pink. Yep, sure is. And this is something else. Blue would like us to declare war on Green, and if we do it, they'll give me some real tech, and some real stuff in general. I'm really just not ready for a war, I apologize. I have no units. I did not build an army. You might think of this as an oversight, but I don't know. It seems to mostly be working. God, I love having good sea access during the winter. There's so many pearls to be had. Okay, so there's a pearl building that is particularly relevant for these guys that we haven't taken a lot so far. But the Iceworks, something you want to build as a new winter approaches, and it just gives a huge amount of industry from water tiles, including rivers. We're definitely going to want to grab some of those. Part of the reason that I want to get so many pearls is that we're going to need more than a few of those. But as it stands now, we don't have enough pearls to build even one, right? Because it's going to cost 15 just to unlock it, and then it's going to be 10 pearls per Iceworks that we want to build. So what do we want to get after Brennan's... Oh, right. I have a thing queued up. That's true, I do need this. And fortunately, our fortresses are going to give us the adamantium necessary to build it. It does have a very high upkeep cost. 6 dust for each one of those buildings in the Empire. But somehow we will manage, I think. Okay, and a pretty short winter that did in fact end right as we were completing a bunch of buildings. Well, a building that doesn't work during the winter. This is really well timed, actually. And we just hit religious fervor. Okay. Well, we're going to be really, really set on influence for the Empire plan, I'll tell you that. Let's see if we can get our peace back with Pink. I don't know what their problem is, but I know we can be better friends than this. Next Empire effects, our next winter effects are looking like minus food. I like this minus defense one a lot because it doesn't affect me. What is the other one? Plus 25% resources from population, but also plus 25% expansion disapproval. My feeling on this is that it's going to be far more effective for the AI than it is for us because they have so many free resources that they've been able to generate a lot more population. So I'm going to throw a couple of votes on this thing in the hopes of getting it far enough ahead that none of the AI want to challenge it. Let's even go one more because they're cheap right now. Okay. Hopefully 7 votes will mean that the AI is just like, yeah, okay, that one's going to win. Let's not fight it. What point would there even be? Okay, so that's dealt with. We are now looking at whatever Empire plan we want, probably. We're making 166 influence per turn. So, let's have a chat with Pink. Hey, we have a mutual friend. What is wrong with you? Do we not have a mutual friend anymore? It doesn't always show all of the modifiers, it seems like. No, we still have a mutual friend. And blue and pink are both at war with many other people. Oh, you're not even the right guy. You. Peace. Huh. Why did he even Cold War us? That's weird, isn't it? Well, let's get a tech from him. Obviously, we're going to have to trade him something else, too, but... What do I want? Unskilled labor would be okay. Honestly, alchemical armor would not be bad. Fire ship I'm not wild about. Imperial coinage. Imperial coinage would be a good thing to have. You want any of my techs at all? He would love alchemy workshop. I'd be careful about letting him get too powerful. But alchemy workshop's probably not too big of a gain. And then, like, do you have some other stuff you want to maybe puff up here? We could get... 31 is going to require even more wheeling and dealing, but I mean, like, you know, making deals is actually pretty good for us. Aquacultural science does not quite get us there. I do want the 31, though. Let's try to make this work. We don't have anything that he's interested enough in by itself, but we could trade him like this. Yeah, that's not a bad deal. Puts 358 influence in. So, okay, hold on. I was definitely told what the new conversion rate is in the community patch between influence and diplomatic points, but I've forgotten. So let's let's go see. Diplomacy. We have 253 currently. Oh, you know what? I think this doesn't update in real time, though. So we have 253 currently. We make a deal for 358. Yeah, and it didn't update in real time. That's fine. So 253, we make the deal for 358, then we hit end turn. $253, 358. I'm not talking a lot because I'm trying not to forget the numbers. 253, 358. Okay, so now we have 297. We gained 44 diplomatic points. Some of those were from our relationships. 2 plus 6. So we actually gained 36 diplomatic points off of the 358 influence spent on that deal. Is that right? That sounds right. There's probably like it's probably like a 1 to 10 ish. Which, yeah, would be half of the previous rate, which was 1 to 5, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Diplomatic victories were pretty easy to win before. I did not go for them very much because they are not very satisfying. I think I said during the last episode that the diplomatic victory was not that well thought out. That's not really what I meant. What I meant is, like, there's a way in which the diplomatic victory is unsatisfying that none of the other victory types in this game are. And honestly, again, there are victory types that are unsatisfying like that in other 4X games. It's just that in comparison to the way the rest of EL feels, I felt that the diplomatic victories were a little unimpressive. Okay, so we'll get a thing if we search that ruin in 5 turns. I will totally do that. We will get the break wall shield, if I'm not mistaken, which is a fine shield. It's totally okay. I gotta say, we're doing pretty alright on our facilities. Gotten some decent fortresses here. So the sub's gonna get all of these pearls. And our poor Vor here just like doesn't have anything to do. I think all the pearls down here probably will have been grabbed already. Yeah. Unfortunate. Okay, so where are we at on this? We have 2 turns left on the booster. Okay, so we can afford to wait until it actually runs out. Let's pop out our settler, and where do we want to settle? Do we want to take Aldodev, or do we want to take Mok? I guess in a sense it doesn't really matter, because both of those begin with me getting in the water over here. And then the next question is, do we want to get the other one? Do I want to immediately build another settler here? How expensive would that be? Huh. More influence overflow, or more industry overflow than I was expecting, I guess? We should probably get the fish farm up as early as possible. And then we have 552 dust, and we're gaining rapidly, but we want to save that for heroes, probably, because we're about to have 2 new cities. Should definitely get seed storage and a fish farm. Sorry, I should get a burrow first. This burrow is super good. And then the cargo dock is really important. But we want to get the seed storage and the fish farm up really quickly after the burrow. Yeah. Maybe the seed storage even goes first? Yeah, seed storage goes first. It's a lot of food. And then we want the fish farm as early as possible in the process, but maybe I want to buy the fish farm, actually. It's not super good right now. I guess probably what makes more sense is to buy the burrow. I'm just thinking that, like, we're going to have so much money. We're going to have no problem getting 2 more heroes. Yeah. We'll buy the cheaper thing here. We might end up buying out some of the other stuff, too. We finished a fish farm in the capital, and the capital is very fervent right now. We're producing a lot of influence. We're still making good population growth. And these are both pretty good right now, I suppose. You know what? It doesn't matter which one we get first, probably. What else do we have going on here? Garant needs to build things. Garant needs dust filtration and fish farms. Garant is actually pretty good at outputting industry here. Because Weyrasigo helps. He's a good, effective governor. Alright, so we want to sweep through these pearls, hit this ruin, have a chat with these guys, and then we gotta jump into the water down here, because unfortunately this is all cliffed, and then we'll head over and hit that ruin. And then I guess these other ruins down here that we've never searched before? Periodically check in on this. Okay, somebody put more votes in on this, so this is looking pretty locked up right now. That's really, really good, because we really don't want either of those other winter effects. So we are rapidly growing and becoming more powerful. The new cities are going to go down after the Empire plan, which means we get the Empire plan we wanted for the 600. What is this? Ink would love it if I would declare war on Green, and they are willing to seriously pay for it. This is a big trade. Holy crap, that's a big trade. What is... So Green is at war with both of my friends. They're hanging pretty tough, it looks like. I mean, I made it profitable for Red to fight them as well. I was hoping that that would lead to some weakness on their part. You know what we should do is we should try to see if we can get in with Purple. I know that Purple's at war with some of our friends, but I'm pretty sure you don't take a negative relationship modifier from being at peace with somebody's enemy, only from being allied with somebody's enemy. So we might be able to get some, we might be able to get some stuff here. Boy, you don't have anything. Do you have a tech you'd be willing to trade for this little regard? No, not really. I'm pretty sure if I declare war on Green, we're going to find ourselves suddenly overwhelmed, almost immediately overwhelmed. We're pulling in titanium pretty quickly, but I also want to spend it pretty quickly. We're not, actually. Never mind, I lied. We're not pulling it in very quickly at all. So this is actually totally worth doing. Right? Because we're not close to getting... Well, actually... Little bug there. Okay. Actually, 16 Titan Bones does put me on the road toward being able to pop a Titan Bone booster. Yeah, I think I'll take this. And if our friends get upset, I will simply... I think we're going to refuse this. If our friends get upset, I will simply pay to make them friendly again. But as it stands right now, we are receiving 9 diplomatic points a turn just from basic relationships. And I think that's very, very good for us. Also, there's a ton of pearls on land over here. Sorry, there's a ton of deposits. Altogether, it's not a huge number of pearls. Well, these are both 5s. How long would it take to just produce, like, a fast mastermind? You know, a faster mind. Or, like, what if I wanted to make a real unit? A unit that actually matters a little bit. Or at least a unit that could be retrofitted to matter a little bit. That's a lot of build time. Alright, well, I'm going to do it. We should have some military, just a little bit, to discourage the AI from trying to take advantage. So one of these guys is going to Aldo Dev, the other one's going to Mach, and the guy going to Mach insists that he can get there faster if I let him take the rivers rather than the ocean. Okay, I mean, I assume the game did the math. Okay, 30 wine. That's actually pretty alright. Is this... Okay, yeah, it's just Harmonite. Not neutral ships, just neutral land mobs that have gotten in the water. I would have been displeased if there had been even more neutral ships around. Alright, so after the dust eclipse, or as the winter timer ticks down, because it seems like we're not necessarily guaranteed to get a dust eclipse, we will definitely want to start building the things, you know, the things with the stuff. The iceworks. As it stands now, we've only seen spy actions in Garant. We don't necessarily need to build the spying building everywhere. Okay, Green bought off their black spot. This is a thing they are certainly allowed to do. My mastermind has been attacked. Hold on, we'll deal with that in a second. Yes, you bought your black spot nullification. And Garant has once again had its population decreased. Cruelly and brutally. Let's get some Inquisitors. Is this worth pulling over to industry for? Nope, that only buys a turn off of it. Just keep focusing on the people. Actually, how much dust is it? 1334? I wonder if this might be worth spending a bunch on, because we're making enough that we'll still be able to buy heroes. The wine gets reactivated, so are we still fervent? We are, even without the other boosters running. The wine holds us fervent. For the moment. And we're getting pretty close to being able to run these spices, too. That's 50% food everywhere. I guess this guy's gonna just go ahead and do the thing I was planning to do. Garrison him. The sub can grab all this stuff and then also head over to the garrison, maybe? We still could do this quest, which requires, if I'm not mistaken, 3 embarked land units. Absolutely doable. It's for only 10 gold, which is not, like, awesome, but... Okay, so those are out. We can't really start those up again. Obviously, here we have to retreat. Think there's any reason to do anything fancy on that one. Have a quick chat with the village. Cross the sea and search the unspoiled ruins located in a region called Aberian. While many people boast of the reach and power of their empires, this village will only be impressed if you can truly prove your world-spanning power by crossing the oceans of Auriga. Where is Aberian? Aberian's right? Okay. You got it, guys. I am on it. This I can do. We're going to have to make sure he gets over to friendly territory quickly so that he doesn't just get attacked by random stuff in the water and get murdered. Yes, that was embarrassing. What a terrible thing to have happened. Here in the capital, we probably just want to get on the alchemy workshop. We could try to build an alchemic institute. We don't particularly need this, but denying it to another player is a valuable thing all its own. How long would it take us to build it in the good building city? Only 5 turns, really? Well, we should probably do that then, right? Let's see. If we built it here, obviously I would get another water exploitation, and that is powerful. But if I build it here, I can't level it up, because there's only 3 buildable spaces. So what we could do instead is build it here, and then not only can it level up, but it's already got 2 adjacencies. It does mean that I'm just building inland away from the water a little bit. Kind of not amazing. We could build a burrow here with the intent of building the Alchemic Institute here. That doesn't really help. Yeah, that's not actually better. Because then the districts that we build to level up the Alchemic Institute still have to go inland. It's not different. Like, I would like to take this away from another player. More than like to have it myself. I would like to make sure nobody else can have this. And I mean, it's not like it's an inconsiderable amount of science. So we are 4 more technologies away from being able to make proper alliances. What do we want to grab in the meantime? I probably want to get access to the Titan bones and the grass silk sitting underneath our land. We probably want to get access to science from water tiles. Even though that will strain our titanium income for the moment. And then, like, also, dust refinery is very powerful. It might make more sense to reverse the order of those two. We're going to have to build up some titanium before that other tech's actually useful. Alright, let's get our new Empire plan in place here. And also get this army out of the water before something bad happens. Oh man, quickly! Oh, it really is taking a moment. Okay, there we go. So we have earned ourselves Breakwall, which is a fine shield. This might actually be a game where we don't engage in almost any combat, though. And then this will be the quest ruin. It's very easy. We're getting multiple births per turn. We're working on important stuff. We are taking this bonus. So we did get enough wine to run another wine booster, but I still think this is worth taking because when we found 2 more cities, we're definitely going to drop below Fervent, even with the currently running wine. And I don't think it particularly makes sense to do any other stuff. I think we want to save our influence for deal making at this point. That's a pretty good Empire plan. Alright, so 5 turns on this. I kind of do want to just rush this with the dust, because we're still producing dust very quickly. We'll get the heroes. I think that might be the plan. We can do that next turn. What am I going to build here? I guess we can just build military units in the capital, because obviously every military unit we build is a point of XP for a hero somewhere, right? We can just put them in the garrisons. And if we fill up our garrisons, or at least our frontmost garrisons, it'll be a lot less likely that the AI will screw with us just for the heck of it. We could probably push ourselves through to the next era a little bit more quickly with all of this influence as well. Especially now that we have some reasonable tech of our own, stuff that we could trade. What do you have that I would really like? Let's put something on the table here. Okay, he's feeling like trading techs is maybe not a thing he's interested in. But what about you? Yep, gonna be pretty tough to get anything out of him as well. Are we all feeling crappy about the techs? Looks like Unexpected Allies is registering as much more impressive to them. Yeah, it might be tough. Oh, he has Hospitality Den already. Actually, if we could just trade for that, that would be really cool. Nope, none of this other stuff even makes the bar appear again. Oof. Okay, so if we gave him everything, we could get there. I do want to be able to make alliances, but I don't think we can do that. Does anybody else have Hospitality Den? I didn't actually look. I mean, it makes sense that the Draken would pick it up. That's kind of their deal, right? I mean, maybe there's a way to make this work. Oh, actually, they would love it if I would black spot green. So we could... well, let's put Unexpected Allies back on the table, because that's the most valuable tech in the group. Alright, he loves Alchemy Workshop. And then, like, anything else. So we're looking at the neighborhood of 523 to make this happen. Yeah, alright. I'm interested in that. I want to get Hospitality done the very earliest that we possibly can. So we're probably going to have to wait 2 turns to have the influence necessary to make the deal. I could re-devote some other people to influence to try to make it only 1 extra turn. $520 something. So we need to be making... actually, it is less than 300 over the next 2 turns. We're not going to be able to make it 1 turn, probably. Yeah, I don't think so. It would be 270-ish, right? 260, 270. So we're making it in 2 turns now, sort of just barely, and I don't think I can get us up to there in 1. So I guess we don't need to do anything. Well, isn't it nice when that turns out to be the right thing? Alright, let's do 1 final turn here for the video. I think we're gaining power. I'm not sure if we're gaining power fast enough, and that's not me going, oh man, I don't think we're doing it. It's just like I have no idea what the right pace looks like. Alright, so it's about to be a dust eclipse. Looking for temple ruins here. Also, it'd be great if my tooltips were working. There we go. These are all unspoiled ruins. Yeah, man, there's no temple ruins anywhere around here. That's a temple ruin up there. That one's not. Alright, I guess, yeah, let's get this. Are either of these temple ruins? Bottom one is, the top one is not. Okay. We get this for the quest. We got Wolfbane the Shepherd, which is an okay staff. We've discovered this thing. The object is interesting indeed. To make a show of it, equip it on a hero and return to the Silix in glory. Okay, well, I guess we're going back that way. We also discovered some Valiant Lightning. It's an equipment bonanza, which is a shame because I don't really need equipment. Alright, so probably what we do here is we get this guy back on land, buy a hero who will serve as a governor, but temporarily equip him to this army with Wolfbane the Shepherd on to show to these guys, so that when we arrive, we have 3 points of free population waiting for us. Then I could come over here. There's no way this Pearl's still going to be here by the time the sub makes it all the way over there. I'll just head back to the thing we're going to ensconce ourselves within. You know what? I kind of think I want to go one more turn, just so that I can make that deal, because I'm afraid I will forget to make the deal if I don't do it now. So let's go ahead and buy the security thing. Yeah, it's only 825, so we'll have enough to buy the hero next turn, I believe, right? Yes. We'll buy a hero who will serve as governor. We'll equip him with the Wolfbane the Shepherd thing, and oh, actually, Wolfbane the Shepherd costs a little bit too much titanium. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll get it sorted. I really need to get on land. Actually, does this guy have the movement order? He does not. Quickly get on land before you can get attacked by those guys. Then once we actually establish the city over here, we're going to have to use its garrison to clear out the Silix. Okay, we found ourselves some mithrite, and also I'm seeing a lot of diplomatic notifications, which I do not love. Wait, Resigo is producing extra industry. Okay, what's going on, everybody? You would like it if I... Oh, okay. Did he buy the black spot off? Or did I not make the black spot? Ask to black spot proposed. You're not wrong. Oh, no, that's right. Me offering the black spot was part of the deal I wanted to make with red in the first place. But people would really love it if I would re-black spot green. That has been working out for them. And we are no longer great friends with blue. That's a problem, because it could lead to them cutting off my source of mithrite. They'll go for this, but if we do this, it's gonna make me unable to get the deal with red, right? Actually, no, I can just barely afford both of them, because the cost of this came down a little bit. I think probably the cost of reapplying the black spot came down a little bit. Alright, let's do this. And then you and I are going to get peace for the moment, and we're going to talk about alliances in the near future, but I want to fix some stuff here. Alright, we're just going to dismiss all of these. Okay. We have a lot of navies that need moving around, but almost all of them already had orders. Oh, right, it's Dust Eclipse time, so we're super fast in the water. So, if we buy the hero right now... Just grab a random guy to check this out and make sure I'm right. This is 9 titanium. If we grab the hero right now, we won't be able to equip him on this army and put Wolfbane the Shepherd in his hands this turn anyway. So we may as well wait on the buying, right? I have no idea where I'm going to put the city. We cannot put the Wolfbane the Shepherd into the hero's hands if he's part of this army, because this is not our territory, but that probably won't be true next turn. I don't know. I don't think this matters. So we're at peace with pink. We're at peace with everyone but green, so we're not going to get randomly attacked. I'm a little worried about... I guess the village is going to be fine. That's a settler, though. Oh, man. Okay. Well, if we figure out where we want to settle here, we can maybe, like, do it as fast as possible at the beginning of the turn. Actually, there's not really a lot of good real estate here. There's a single anomaly. It is a good anomaly. But it doesn't have approval on it, but it's in an area where we'll have a lot of water exploitation. So, like, right here. Sorry, right here is probably the right spot. Or it could be right there. Right there is pretty good. And then we just build up here and we grab lots more water tiles. Okay, so it turns out we're going to go one more turn because I need to make this happen as quickly as possible. Try to prevent them from snaking what is rightfully my island. And you are probably under less pressure. We'll figure your thing out later. All right, let's press the button one final time. Well, hold on, let me make sure. I'm not actually ready to do that. Never mind. Here in the capital, we probably ought to build the Inquisitor's divinity. There's no reason to suspect that people couldn't come over here and start spying on me. And, like, it is worth it to build military units, probably, but this is probably worth putting up first. Many of our cities will end up with that. Alright, let's get that built, and then it's probably time for another borough. I guess we go this way toward the anomaly. You can just jump in here so that I don't have to pay for you anymore. You are exactly where you need to be. Okay. We need this unit to start moving as fast as possible. We got to race for the settle. If we don't get this settle, I don't have anything to do with this settler probably, so that is wasteful. In addition to it just being a bummer not to get the island. Come on, move, move, move. I really need to do this quickly, because they could put down their city right away as well. Oh, hesitation. What are you doing? Okay. Island turns orange. Get out of here, pink. And then we buy a hero from the market. Somebody who will be a governor, but who's going to spend 5 turns walking around because it is worth it. We do have access to an Exit the Chosen. Pretty much always good. Science 1. No governor skills at all. Oh, that guy got bought. Oh, and I'm the Seer. Another influence-boosting cultist. Probably, right? Yeah, okay, I think so. For right now, our new Andon the Seer will simply join this army. He will be equipped with the Great Staff. Right, I didn't make sure to buy a hero who has the ability to equip a staff. I was thinking about some things, I just wasn't thinking about all the things. Well, we'll buy a different hero that has the ability to equip a staff in roughly 2-ish turns. And then we'll make him do this. And in the meantime, Andon the Seer can... I don't even know what. Andon the Seer can stand over here and fight these Harmonites when they return to land. Maybe. Yeah, that was a pretty dumb error. That was like a large, dumb error. Red. Red thinks they are the greatest both morally and practically. Okay, cool. Blue would love it if I would declare war on Red. Again, I actually don't have military units, so that would seem to be unwise. But we do have to put together some military units, because I have to be ready to hurt people. I should probably have popped this before settling that one city. We should definitely pop it before settling this one. And then let's figure out where this guy goes. So, there's certainly a temptation to settle near the river. But the territory near the river is all, like, weird, and there's not a lot of access to the sea if we go down by the river. We could settle near this near this anomaly, and this anomaly. I put down right here. Then we get our meteor fields. We don't get the geysers, but we can build over toward the geysers later. And I think I like this as a start because it has 2 water tiles. Okay, and now we have way too much territory. We're still holding Fervent for the moment. Let's get a mill foundry, and we have a little bit of time on winter. I do this. Kind of don't want to rush these because I need dust to correct my horrific mistakes. I'm not sure. You know what? I have some time to think about it because this will be the last turn that we're playing for the moment. Yeah, we have something coming in on the research. We have stuff queued up. We have to consider exactly how we want to spend our dust here over the next few turns. But in general, I think we are still building towards something really good, and we now have the ability to make alliances. I think an alliance with blue is probably pretty good. If we make an alliance with blue or pink, we're probably ending our alliance with purple and ending our peace with purple and making friendship with green functionally impossible, although it probably already was. Allying with blue might be dangerous because we really don't want red to be at our throat. I don't know. We're going to have to think about how to manage this. That's the thing we can do until tomorrow. So, thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we probably stop expanding, probably start making friends, and hopefully don't get murdered. And we'll see you then.